Hey everybody, One of Weezem here. It is March 20th, 2015. Technically, it is Saturday the 21st. It's quite a bit after midnight now, actually. But that's it. It is the first day of spring. It was a great day. We picked up Mario Party 10, got some of the new Super Mario series amiibos you can see here on the pool table. My nephew, the Walkthrough King, and I cracked a few of those open. Then after hours, I've come in here. We have opened up Spotlight, picked her up at Toys R Us this afternoon as well. $10.99 was the price. Did not see many of her or Blackout, who we're taking a look at here. Blackout, I am super stoked about. I've seen some people that are Team Spotlight. I've seen some people that are Team Blackout. Going on aesthetics alone, I'm Team Blackout. So we will see how they stack up once we've introduced them, kind of get a slight feel for them. But again, found him at Toys R Us with my nephew this afternoon, his last day of spring break. And like I said, my local store, I did not see many of these. Rocky Roll, yes. Saw quite a few single packs of both Nightlight and Nightmare here, our Light and Dark Element Trap Masters. Didn't see too many of these. They could have had some in the back. I don't know. It was a quick in and out deal for us. But that said, the packaging is awesome. He is kind of opposed to Spotlight. If you look at like the wing structure, I always kind of thought he looked like a Vathic type character, if you recall from Dragon's Peak, the adventure pack with Sunburn all the way back in SSA. But this is Blackout. There's the Dark Element logo, and as you can see, his slogan is Darkness Falls. So very ominous, powerful looking character, almost Venom-like, if you will. Very nice color schemes there. I'm a big fan of black and blue, and I think we will be able to pick up on that once we open him up. In your hand on the portal in the game, it is that simple. There is our in-game artwork for Blackout. And shameless plug here, we're featuring Blackout, Spotlight, Nightmare, and Nightlight. Now, being a Trap Team Newlander, he will work with Trap Team moving forward. He should be just fine. However, you can experience his awesomeness in the previous 3 installments of the franchise. Coming around to the front side, we're going to go ahead and get this guy out of his packaging. Again, note you've got the slash cut here, the ergonomic design. You've got a slash cut there. Very nice, very slick packaging if I get it down there for you to see. So we're going to go ahead and use our black knife to open him, take him out of his plastic, get him out in the limelight where he belongs. My nephew was saying after we played some Smash Bros tonight, while some of our unboxings rendered, and I basically recovered SD cards capable enough to actually handle some more unboxings. He said it was kind of funny that I would be unboxing Light and Dark Element Skylanders in the middle of the night. So that said, the glue has definitely improved. Wave 2 and 3, you had some where you could just kind of like look at it and you could kind of pop it loose, which in my opinion it was awesome, because then if you are the type that wants to, you know, take him out for some pictures or photo ops with some other Skylanders and then put him back in for display purposes, it was easier to do. Now you're going to have to take your time, as you can see there. But the good news, at least for me, is I'm more concerned about just having the figure loose and handy and ready to show off. So chuck that to the side. Now, Spotlight was not taped on one side, only 50% or 1 out of 2. He is taped on both. So if you're the type that you like to cut this out, use it for a folder, a poster, notebook, scrapbook, whatever it may be, your Power-A stackable tackle boxes, go ahead and cut that or cut the tape however you see fit. I'm not concerned about it, so I'm going to do it the old school way. I'll go ahead and slide out the card and the sticker sheet, and we'll set those down, and now I'll just bend that plastic down. What I like to do, don't come in and grab them by the wings, you never know what might happen. I like to get a hand on the base and then kind of work the plastic away from the figure. So that's out of sight, out of mind, and that is epic looking. That said, we're going to save that just for here in a little bit. In addition to the figure, we get the stat card and the sticker sheet. Sticker sheet we will take a look at first. There he is right there. Very cool artwork. Below that you have the name and the Dark Element logo, QR code, and web code also included. Spotlight, if I remember right, she came in at 380. 130, 200, 303. Yeah, 380 out of 1,000. So let's see what Blackout does. I have a feeling he should be roughly the same. Power 130 of 250. First off, that artwork looks awesome on a slightly larger scale. 130 of 250. Armor 70 of 250. Agility 150 of 250. That's a nice surprise. And luck, as you might expect with the Dark Element, a little bit lower, 30 of 250. Add all that up, we got 200 there, 350 there, 30 makes 380. So 380 out of 1004 Blackout and Spotlight. Like I said, kind of predicted that. Now, I'm going to come in here and see what I can't find for you. Here we go. All right, so in-game stats. If you think, wait, how do you have this? Have you cheated on us? Have you already introduced him? I thought we were there with you when you did this in the blind playthrough. Fear not. If you have the strategy guide, at least the collector's edition, I assume the paperback one would as well. If you don't have one and you would like access to this information, you need to get the strategy guide. And in the back, not the very back, but a page near the back. I should have looked at that before I came back for you, but just flip through the back and you'll find it. You can actually see a code. If you go online to the Prima, not sure how you pronounce it, website, you have to create an account, sadly, but then you can type in the code and access this strategy guide. So that is how I'm getting his in-game stats a little bit ahead of time. Max health 260, speed 60, armor 24, critical hit 40, elemental power they list at 35. I've never quite understood why they're doing that the way they do. That said, as I spin this guy around, you can take in his sweet story. Blackout hails from the realm of dreams where the collective imagination of all the creatures in the universe comes together to create beautiful wonders and terrible nightmares. At a young age, he was recruited into the Dark Stygian, a dragon clan whose chief responsibility was to create nightmares for evil creatures as a way to discourage them from doing more villainy. But the clan began to abuse their power and soon spread nightmares far and wide for its own amusement. But Blackout would not stand for it. So he learned to teleport directly into the nightmares the clan created and fought the creatures within. Eventually the nightmares reached as far as Master Eon, who witnessed Blackout's courage within his own dreams. After helping him put a stop to the Dark Stygian, Eon then made Blackout a Skylander, serving as a protector of the realm of dreams and beyond. So, very cool story there. If it sounds familiar to you, I got my hands on that story several months ago and read it to you, so I try to provide that cool information from time to time as it allows. First thing you will note, you've got the red base here. That again indicates he is from Trap Team in this instance. Kind of very similar with the dark base to the air element, just on a much more sinister, blacked out platform, if you will. Speaking of blacked out, just like Nightmare, Blackout here has a very nice paint scheme. You can almost see it. It's almost got that mystic chameleon look to it. And what I mean by that, you're like, if you look at it, you're like, oh yeah, that's a black Skylander with some blue or something. If you take a look at the details and get it in the right light, that is key. You can see the sparkle, you can see it glisten a little bit, and you'll kind of swear that you see some blue and some green, maybe even purple. That is the way that paint is designed. You can get that in the aftermarket for cars and parts and things like that, and that's kind of the route they went here. Now, a very, very nice accent to that, at least in my mind, is this sort of, I don't know, how would we describe that? It's dark blue metallic type color, so kind of like a sinister blue there. Very much akin to what I like to custom paint with. That's one of my problems with custom paint. I've got my favorite colors and they don't always correlate well to certain Skylanders, so I'm kind of left doing things, I have to kind of dream up or something. But that is why I make so many legendary blue Skylanders. It's just my favorite color. That said, right here, you can kind of see the dragon scale, or the belly, if you will. Very nice. It sort of has a fade job, so we're looking at pitch black about in line with his leg. As you come up, you get to a bluer and bluer hue, and then once again it kind of fades at the neckline. So it's almost like the chest, but again, if you get it in the light, you can see different variations within the color, the way it catches the light and reflects it. So similar thing was done here. This is like a jet black, and then yet if we get it in the right light, you can sort of pick up a little bit of the flake. Where you can see it the best is the thin areas, like the wings, up on the features, you know, like right here, the little spikes on the head, it's actually a blue color. Same thing here on the tail. Very easy, I think, for even you on the flip side of the camera. You got the black tail running through, and then what they did is they accented with that blue color. Right there on that wing, which you see kind of over Mario, you can pick up on some of the glistening effect there, sort of as it plays with the rays of light. His main horn, or whatever you would call that in Dragon Anatomy, has that same effect. Not necessarily tipped with the blue, but just the color fade is very easy to pick up on. So Blackout, I've heard a lot of people, you know, they say Spotlight, you know, to them they look better. She's, you know, stands out more. She's more appealing initially. While I think she looks great, this to me just, that's a Skylander, man. That's something I want to see. It almost looks like you've taken control of Vathek or some sort of evil minion of chaos, almost like a villain, as if I was holding a Wolfgang or something. So it's a dark element. There's an element of mystique and mystery to it. Just a very, very nicely well done figure, particularly in contrast with Spotlight here. I'll bring her up in a second. Of course, the way this works, Blackout is a male core Skylander in the Dark Element, and to complement that, you've got Nightmare, a female Trap Master. So you kind of got, you know, male and female, and then it's inverted with the light elements. You've got the male Trap Master and the female core Skylander. So that same blue you see on the tail is actually on his chest, at least in my opinion it is. The difference is this is several coats, whereas that kind of is just kind of like a quick paint over, and that way you can kind of get that illusion, and you can actually have it literally black out in certain elements of the light. So several coats of the blue here, maybe a fewer here just again, so kind of you can get that blackout plate effect. But you see the similarities here, again, same shared bases. And as promised, we'll go ahead and take a look. Dark and light, the contrast between them is stark, marked, and very, very nice. They're both fairly lightweight. I've been surprised with the weight of some of these. So that said, in my left hand, we have the light element L and L aligning together. This is, of course, Spotlight, and in this hand, we have Blackout from the Dark Element. So, what I am going to do, oneofwisdom.com as well as the SkylanderClub.com. My personal site, it's left-hand side. I'm sorry. Put it down, right-hand side below the Twitter feed. You can find the poll. I'll have it right there at the top underneath the Twitter feed. Which do you like better? And I'm going to leave this aesthetics only. Don't come in and say, her Soul Gem's so much better than his lame Soul Gem, or his upgrade pass, or Soul Superior. Just looking at them. Do you prefer Spotlight, or do you prefer Blackout? And we'll see, kind of poll the audience, see what everybody thinks. Again, oneofwisdom.com, right-hand side below the Twitter feed. Skylander Club, I actually have a dedicated poll section. You do need to be a member to vote in the polls. If you haven't signed up there, you ought to anyway. Tons of great information. As a member, you can sign up, post whenever you want. If you're looking for Skylanders, you can find Skylanders. If you just want to vote in polls or make some of your own that I might feature here on YouTube, feel free to do so. SkylanderClub.com is where you can go. Sign up. It's easy. It's safe. I run the site. A lot of people are like, I don't know who runs that thing. I don't want to sign up. I'd like to help you out. It's me. I created the site for you. So please sign up, make use of it, enjoy it. That is why I built the site. So, Spotlight versus Blackout, aesthetics battle. Who do you prefer? Once I've got them upgraded, we might come in here and Spotlight versus Blackout PvP style. Who would win? But for now, base it only on the aesthetics. Basically, if you walk into the store and you've only got $10, you can only leave with one of these guys. Which one are you getting based on the look alone? So it should be interesting to see. I'm thinking we ought to be pretty close to a 50-50 split if things pan out as I think they will. That said, this video is all about Blackout. Take that link at the top. You can go to my site or the Skylander Club, see all you want to know about Blackout. I will have them upgraded very soon, hopefully. Again, it's kind of an inundation of everything. Wave 4 hit, and man, did it ever hit. We've got tons of unboxings. Then Mario Party 10 dropped. It's been a crazy week. You kind of have that lull with nothing that seems to go in perpetual foreverness, and then all of a sudden it's just everything comes. So that seems to be how it goes with game releases too. You kind of like don't have anything you're wanting, and then that one week comes you know, and it's like everything you ever wanted releases. You're like, you know, where was this when I had the downtime? But that's kind of where I am at. So if you like this video, hit that button. It would be much appreciated. Tell your friends about it. If you have not subscribed, make sure to do that to stay up with all the latest. Encourage your friends to do the same. Again, I invite all of you, yes, you watching the video, to join me on the Skylander Club forum. Again, I built the site for you, so enjoy it. I'm kind of wondering if his eyes would glow in the dark. I'm going to have to check that out. But that said, make sure you're subscribed. You can follow me on Twitch, where I live stream the Skylanders Trap Team. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. Once again, thanks so much for watching, and as Blackout would say, darkness falls.